It's perfect. Yeah. It's in a verse, more like a vibe. Killing this shit, but I feel so alive. I was that nice as a nigga arrived. Smoke a whole slice in a slice.
Welcome back, man. It's a million ways to get it, man. We here, man. We in York, Pennsylvania today. We'll come check out my guy, Jason McGarry, the operator, owner of Cornerstone Barbershop. This will be my first time actually meeting him in person. I've heard a lot of good things about him, so he's going to sit down. He's going to actually fix my top of my head right now. I look like the last airbender. It's disgusting. All you men out here that are fighting this baldness, please shave your heads. Don't Beijing your top. I don't see. It's 2020, man. Stop painting your fucking head. It's like a bad lawn. Just shave it, man. My man's gonna introduce himself, and we're gonna get this thing chopped up and looking good, man. Welcome back.
Perfect storm mixtape. Please tell your bitch this the perfect storm mixtape. I be on some shit on a perfect storm mixtape. Yeah. Let's go.
In the salon growing up, and we were in there a lot, and I was kind of always around it, obviously, and I always was kind of intrigued by like the fact that you're kind of doing something different every day, which is really, really awesome for me because I'm not a type of person that can do the same thing day in and day out. So I was kind of just doing odd jobs and everything throughout, right after high school, and just couldn't really find out where I wanted to, make my life or make my career or whatever you want to call it. So I literally just kind of ended up selling cars and stuff and was doing decently well, I guess, with life and everything. But I just, wasn't happy. So I ended up actually, was researching barber schools for probably about a year or two and never would pull the trigger on it because, I got rent and, house and shit like that.
Yeah, bills.
So I literally was at work one day, standing in the back parking lot, and was looking at it online, and I scheduled a call with one of the ladies who worked at the school, and she got me an appointment the next day, and I literally went the next day and signed up for school. That was it. I left my job, and that was there and done. Which is obviously the best decision ever, but it was scary as fuck. So.
Hell yeah, man! That beginning step is one of the hardest steps to step through and have that confidence in that beginning step, because that there's always that, dang, is this gonna work?
Yep. Well, that's the thing is
is this gonna work?
If it wasn't gonna work, I was gonna be like, well, what? Now I'm just gonna be super in debt. Yeah. And what if I don't like it? You can't really this career especially isn't something you can kind of test out.
Right.
I mean, you could, I guess, if you happen to know somebody that owns a barbershop, but for a normal person, you can't. So you kind of just got to jump into it and hope that it works out.
Yeah. And
just trust your intuition.
Definitely. Can you speak to your journey to getting to the point of being the owner operator of the barbershop? So where we were at, you quit, went through barber school. Apparently you got all the way to the end. So how'd you get your first job?
Real rap, ain't no cap with. Yeah. They say we them boys when Dak when it came up.
Obviously, it took a while. So as I actually left school's 9 months and 1,250 hours in Pennsylvania, and I left it probably about 6 months in. I don't know what the hours is on that, but the school actually ended up getting shut down by the government for embezzling money. So obviously, I left right before that happened, but it was kind of a little sketchy, but whatever. So left the school, and actually I found something on Craigslist that a shop was looking for a barber. So I hit them up, and they told me to come down right away. So I literally went down that day and started pretty much the next day. So I finished out my hours at that shop and learned a ton of stuff, and they were great. Definitely led me obviously to this. They taught me literally nothing. You don't know a lot when you come out of school. Everyone's a terrible barber when they come out of school.
Right.
So through that, I got a job working downtown. That was awesome, and worked there for I guess 3 years. And throughout the 3 years, I figured out kind of what I wanted in a shop and how I wanted to do my own thing, and figuring out how I wanted to do that, which was very difficult, obviously. And then luckily through great connections and great people around here, they led me to find the space, some of the equipment, and just figure out how everything was going to work, and just slowly figuring out everything, because it's not a quick process at all. It takes years.
keep me a goddess, fuck me a modest. I go the hardest, thinking I got this. I am the hardest, fuck you dog.
So after the Craigslist, you got the job through Craigslist. Where are you at in that process? Where we go next?
So through that job, I got another job downtown here. I worked there for about 3 years, and that's kind of where I figured out, like, kind of where I developed my skills and learned a lot more and gained a clientele and, like, you know, started slowly actually building towards my own shop, which not necessarily wasn't the goal, but it kind of does end up being like that for the majority of people, I'd say. And then as far as, like, building the shop, it was kind of crazy. So very good friends of mine owned the building that the shop's in, and we were originally going to rent it from them, and then they ended up actually selling it, but they actually sold it to a friend of theirs who basically told me 100% that he wanted me to be in this building. So, which is amazing. So the building needed heavily renovated. So it was probably about 9 months out from when we started. So, you know, we wrote up a lease and everything like that. And actually, you know, one thing for people that worry about doing this financially, like, he covered the actual like supplies for building the shop, which as far as like flooring and all that, and he paid for that, but I did all the work. So we renovated the entire space down, you know, electrical, plumbing, everything, and you know, it just worked out really well because we were building a space for him to use for the long term, but also for us to use as well. So, and it saved him a lot of money because we did get contractors to come in and, you know, check to see how much it would be, and it was a lot more expensive. Obviously, they're professionals. Yeah, so we did it, and as far as just getting everything in the shop, like, it was a lot of like Craigslist stuff once again. It was a lot of just, you know, a lot of the decorations I've just been collecting over the years and years because I knew eventually I'd probably be doing something like this. And I got really lucky with a lot of connections that I have because they really helped me with getting like the barber chairs, with getting the church pews, some of the decorations as well. Even like the signage on the windows are hand painted. You know, we wanted to keep everything as traditional as possible, so that really made it hard for getting a lot of stuff because I didn't want to do anything new. So a lot of the stuff we got was from auctions and stuff and required a lot of work to make it like redone and like fixed and everything and actually working and looking presentable now.
Okay. So basically you took your connections and you kind of put those connections together to put yourself in position to manifest that end goal of getting the barbershop here.
Yeah, yep. And it was, you know, that wasn't necessarily like a conscious decision either.
Okay.
Like a lot of that I think happens over time. Like I think with any industry you're gonna start collecting like tools or, you know, some sort of thing that's gonna help you long run. And once I started noticing that I had a decent amount of stuff, I was like, okay, it'd be really cool to do my own thing and like, you know, be my own boss and kind of like build my own environment for my clients. And it really worked out, and it really like came to kind of quickly. Like, and if I look back now, I mean, it took forever, but like it seemed like in my head it was like, you know, just then, you know, it was just super quick, but it was a lot of hard work and it was all very much worth it.
Rookie season with OG. Smell like a pound of that OG. This shit gon' move like a hokey. Them niggas talking to police. You niggas calling them Brody. How can I say what your lane be? I was just giving y'all game free on a mixtape. Yeah. It's more like a vibe. Feel like the nicest rapper, that's a lie. Feel like all they do is selling you lies. Feel like all you niggas doing is buy. Overdue, homie, this is my time. Nose down, had to stick to the grind. This ain't a verse, this is a vibe. I want chill.
We're in the Cornerstone Barbershop here. How are we going to plan to optimize your business now that you are a business owner?
So obviously with like marketing, whether it be Facebook or signs, you know, stickers, we do a lot of stickers, t-shirts, a lot of that really helps, but 90% of it's just like word of mouth. Just have a very good product and create a good atmosphere, and that'll go really far. Also have products to sell. Like we carry Uppercut Deluxe and Ruzel, and we're working on getting more other companies for beard products and hair products. Because you want to give somebody a product that you endorse and that you yourself use at home. Because if you give somebody some crap, like, from Walmart or whatever, it's going to suck. So you want to give somebody some quality stuff, and it makes you be a one-stop shop, which I think is very, very important, is that they come here, they get their haircut, they get their beard done, and they get their shampoo and their pomade and their beard stuff. Like, they can do all of it right here, easy.
What brought you to that part of the process, like to the hot towel? Is that something that you learned in school, or is it something that you kind of like you wanted to have a kind of a feel? Because it gives a feel to your place. Your place has a feel now. Like, you know what I mean? That's a whole different. That's a shaved type of feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like what you want to feel. So
it's the very traditional aspect of it. This is the way that they did it, 50, 70 years ago, whatever. So I wanted to keep with that. Also, like with the hot towel, it feels good.
Right.
It's a cool experience, but it really does fundamentally help with the process of shaving the head and everything. But even when it comes to a haircut, like, we do things very, very traditionally because it works. It works well. It's obviously time tested. There's, nothing wrong with all these new barbers doing different stuff, using shave gels or whatever, but it's just not how I want to do it. And it's like, I really want to almost have time slow down when you walk in here. Like, you come in, you have your time, no one's rushing. You're not in and out of the chair. You come in here, you spend your time, you talk if you want to, and you just kind of hang out, and then you kind of feel refreshed when you leave, hopefully,
With where you're at now, you got some, I would say, success. You know what I mean? Open up a barbershop, you got things going for yourself. What are the next steps? Like, where are you looking at in your process to go to diversify from just being a barber? Is there anything else that you're interested in doing outside of being a barber? Because some people, you get kind of involved in that, and it's like you might want to do more things in the hair world, but then there's other things you may want to do. So it's kind of.
I think for me personally, I kind of always tried to do the business and kind of live my life by I can just cut hair. Mm-hmm. It can be as simple as that. I feel like a lot of people try to do too much too quickly. So I'm just look, it's a barbershop. You come in here and you get your hair cut. And that's it. It just is what it is, I don't want massage in the back or anything like that. I just want it to be a barbershop, and there's nothing wrong with it if you want that, but that's not what I want. I like simplicity and everything. So as far as expanding the business, we're looking to hire another barber, and then once we do that, we'll probably hire a third one, but we're going to do some renovations before that to expand the actual shop a little bit more. And then with that, I'm hoping to kind of build more of a little bit of a retail area. So just a smaller in the back, so it's going to be more t-shirts, more stickers, more products, and kind of give you an enclosed area for that, so that it's not just it's hanging over there in the shop. It doesn't look bad, but it'll give you an area to actually bring out and then leave from there. So it's more cohesive as you're walking through. And then it'll give us more space, obviously, for a third person too, which would be awesome. And I don't ever want it to be a line of barbers going down. They're just a ton of people in there. I want it to feel very homey and very welcoming, and like space between the chairs so you can have individual conversations, but also a big group conversation. I kind of want to always keep that dynamic going even as we grow.
I think when you speaking to the environment, it's huge in a barbershop. Because that can make or break your barbershop situation. Because a lot of times I'm going to the barbershop, I have my son with me. It's like I said, I don't cut my son gets haircuts at the barbershop, and that is a make or break for me. The kind of environment it is. If it's too much going on and it's 150 barbers and you got this and that, I may not like it. But if that's just me personally, you know what I mean? Some people love it. So it's it's a lid for every pot, right? And I say 100% with a million ways to get it is things that I want to push to the forefront is your success is your own. Right now, this is your success and you're loving it, right? This is
it's amazing.
It's amazing, right? You wake up every day and you come there and you don't feel like you're working.
No, not even a little bit.
You feel like you're coming to work.
I feel like I'm coming, I'm just hanging out. I get paid to hang out and talk to people all day. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. Once you turned that in from having a job and having these things, and these are the stories, folks closest to us, in York and Coatesville, where I'm coming from. They're stories that people need to hear. Is understand that your financial freedom doesn't have to come in the sum of $1 million. You know what I mean? If you can pay your bills and you can enjoy what you're doing, you are now financially free.
I think kind of what we were saying earlier, that people get stuck in these jobs where they're just working 1 million hours and they may make a lot of money, and that's awesome, but I'd rather work a job where you're truthfully happy, and maybe you're like barely getting by or whatever, but you're happy. Because let's face it, you're spending most of your week at work, and I hate the whole like working for the weekend. Like that's bullshit.
That's
like,
horrible.
It's horrible. Like
it's horrible
you
to live.
Enjoy. Like not that every job's perfect. That's not how it works. There's no job that you're gonna love being there every single day. Like sometimes I'd rather be drinking a beer on the beach, but I do love it here. But I couldn't imagine like working in a factory like. Putting fucking lids on milk bottles all day. Like, I couldn't do that, and I'm sure some people can, but it's just I'm not that person.
I was working for Pepper's Farm. It's a big place to work at, and that's one of the like cornerstones of the community where I'm at. Is like you get a job for one of these big places. You got the steel mill. They pay pretty solid, so you want to get in there. If you get in there, you want to work there for however many years, whatever.
Get retirement, all that.
They have a VA hospital in the area, so that's another money maker. You work at the VA, you make your money at the VA, you stay there, you don't leave there. Pepper's Farm is another place people go. They make a certain amount of money.
Pepper's Farms.
Yeah, right. See, it's a thing. Like it's like I know that the headquarters is up this area because. When I got hired, the guy from up here came down there and told us all about it. So, but I say all that to say, I ran into a bunch of people and I said, well, how long you been here? And like 40 years, 27 years. And I'm like, dude, you've been moving around Italian bread for 40 years. Are you kidding me? Man? Like, no disrespect. No disrespect. And I get it. Like, because you're making money. I get it. So like, you're making the money.
People get in too deep.
Are you truly happy, though? Yeah. Are you truly happy? Are you a slave to this money? Or is this money working for you? Because...
That's the biggest
when
thing.
You change that narrative, your whole game is now you're playing you're in a whole nother bracket now because you're not thinking that you're not thinking about the money in a sense of I need to go get this earned income
and I think part of that, not to get super in depth, but is like it's a society. They like when you're in high school, you're like, oh, like go to college or go get a job at a steel mill, go get a job where you get good benefits, and like yes, is that important? Sure, yeah, it is important, but when it comes down to it, like your happiness is the most important, and that's what's going to help you. Like, does with being a business owner, is it more expensive to get health insurance? Yeah, it fucking sucks. But the rest of my life is so much better that it makes up for it.
Right. Right. I think you gotta kind of know what you're working for.
Yeah.
And for me, with this process and my other endeavors outside of A Million Ways to Get It. It's just finding that inner peace and that happiness through all the jumbles you got to go through. Because you know what I mean. You go to school and they teach you how to be the best employee in the world, right? That's the goal. And then you have your parents, the industrial age people that was the business model. That's what you did. But machines are coming and it's real.
Yeah,
it's 2020.
It's a very different time now. Yeah.
Production jobs are no longer going to be a thing. Like no one's going to be able to have those production jobs because there's going to be a machine doing it. If you don't know how to fix the machine.
Yeah,
you're unemployed.
You're out of there. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I think part of the issue, like, people think you have to go to school. You don't always have to go to school for everything. You just gotta work hard. Like I think that's the thing. You gotta put in the hours. You gotta put in the effort. And you gotta deal with the bullshit because you gotta make up for that fact you didn't go to school.
Right.
And truthfully, in my opinion, you're gonna come out on top. Yeah. Because you're gonna come out with the experience. You're already gonna have the job. You're gonna really know what you're doing by that point. Versus if you get out of school, like, it's a lot different on a book and in a classroom than it is in a real life environment. It's a whole different game.
I try to use that a lot when it comes to, all right, so when you get a job, you go through training. And they give you this great training, and the training, it's perfect. You can give a person the perfect training and they get that first customer, and all that training went right out the window. You flush down the toilet. You don't even know nothing about it. Yep. You don't know anything. All you know is this person's in front of you and they're pissed about whatever they're pissed about, and you have to solve it. You have to solve it. And they gave you all these great tips and training, but don't help in real time because you have to have the real life experience doing the things. So I say we were definitely duped in that sense coming up, but with stuff like this and being able to speak to the people and have that direct to consumer where we can talk to people and touch people and let them know, hey, you don't have to be what you were told to be. You can be exactly
what you want.
Who you want to be in this world where people will self-identify as whatever they want. So literally, you can wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm a motivational speaker, and you put your time into it every single day, you'll be a motivational speaker. That'll be what you need it to be. But I want to, first of all, thank you for allowing me to come in your shop. Thank you for allowing me to spend the time with you, and thank you for this fresh bald head,
Clean.
you know, Mr. Clean on the team here. You know what I mean? My kids are gonna be slapping me up when I get to go check those knuckleheads out. But at this is part of the part where we give all your at names, and tell them where to find you at, give your address, your place of business. If they're ever in York, come check you out.
Cool. So Instagram's at Cornerstone Shade Parlor, and the website's www.cornerstone-barbershop.com. And then we're at 101 North Newberry Street, actually on the corner of Philadelphia and Newberry in downtown York, PA.
Yo, great interview. Got some great gems. Baldy man is out of here. There's a million ways to get it. See y'all next time.
Why you think one time and never thought twice? Feel like this shit my three-peat. Feel like me saying the summer's mine is on CD and on repeat. My shit poppin' like 3D. Rookie season with OG. Smell like a pound of that OG. This shit gon' move like a hokey. Them niggas talking to police. You niggas calling them Brody. How can I say what your lane be? I was just giving y'all game free on a mixtape.
Turn off now, fellas and ladies. We're halfway through.